Audible now. Hello! Hi! Holy shit.
Hello.
Hi, everybody!
The delay is mostly my fault. Mostly.
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 Actually, Actually, not really. Like, I mean, I was late, yeah, but like, it took me 3 minutes to put together that announcement image and the tweet and all that fun business. Most of y'all were late. I got here on time.
Actually, I was on time, Master.
Yeah,
I was on time for once.
Alrighty then, so let's just go ahead and get the game capture up. Because somebody's standing alone in the billiards table right now. Turn up the voice chat, turn up stream. Actually turn on the game a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alright. Well, whenever. Oh, Jesus.
Maybe when you make the stream visible for the Discord, Master.
That is true, I gotta do that too.
Okay. Oh, damn. I was not ready to be blasted with a jazz. And it just...
Nobody expects a sudden jazz
Alright.
blast. Yeah, jazz blast.
No one wants the
That's
jazz
it.
blast.
Jazz blast.
No
in
one,
the ass.
no one likes some good jazz blasting.
Okay, let's get into this.
Damn it.
The next morning, Jacopo stood alone in the den by the billiards table. He appeared to be rather agitated. His face was twisted into a frown, his pointer finger tapping restlessly against the hard surface of the table. Evidently no longer able to stay in one place, he paced a circle around the table, then swiped up a rack and cue, setting up a game of 9-ball. I'm not intimately familiar with the ways in which men entertain themselves, but in truth, I was bewitched by the sight of him leaning over the table. It almost seemed as though a steel rod ran straight through his shoulder to the tip of his outstretched finger, upon which the cue was secured by another finger looped over it. With a smooth, flowing motion, he thrust the cue forward slightly, pulling it back and repeating the process once more, before ramming it into the cue ball, sending it rolling into the diamond of colored balls. A chorus of clicks and clacks emanated from the center of the room. Balls collided with one another and ricocheted off the cushioned walls, a few landing in the pockets situated around the edge of the table. Jacopo appeared to have accomplished this with little trouble, but I imagine merely striking the cue ball with a stick would be rather difficult for someone inexperienced. But despite his accomplishment, it seemed he'll need to exasperate his agitation.
Lousy positioning.
He muttered through, though I hadn't the faintest idea what he was talking about. What should have been a game for his enjoyment, he went about with a constant look of exasperation. I suspect he was using it as a way to blow off steam. And as a result, the tension in the air was palpable. I felt it would be improper to intrude upon him, even considering my distaste for the man. There was an undeniable beauty in every motion he made, every perfect audible clack of a billiard ball bouncing off one another. It was an enchanting sight. But then, someone without the slightest regard or appreciation for beauty came marching in with a hammer. Fucked that up completely, sorry.
You're fine. You gotta say, that was pretty impressive.
A man leaned against the frame of the open door. He was neither a resident nor a worker of the mansion. The man's face was covered in scraggly stubble, his body draped in grime-caked garments. His eyes were sunk in so deep it was as though I was looking at a fleshless skull, though there were a feral glimmer in them. Needless to say, he was not prim and proper.
How long have you been there?
Not long, but man, I can't help laughing. You are completely in your own world there.
What do you want? And why didn't you send a maid for me?
Don't be such a hot ass. We ain't strangers, man. Why should family have to go through the maids to see you? That just ain't right, brother. Your doors should always be open for family.
Enough. I'm not your family.
We're bound by something even stronger than blood. By our family. Our Koska.
Don't. You only ever bring up the Kuska when it's in your interest.
Oh, scary. Come on now, what happened to you, little Jack? Where'd that little boy who used to call me Uncle Tommy go?
Don't you dare use that godforsaken name. Get the hell out of my sight. What in God's name are you doing here?
The man hailed from the same country as Jacopo. They had a peculiar relationship. Though they were not blood related, he referred to Jacopo's family. They came from a sunny island in the Mediterranean Sea, a place with many unique customs and an entire underground society. Koska was a word that originated from and referred to those underworld families. It would be another 30 or so years before organizations like theirs received much public attention. At the time, they were not widely known. Just a short step into the future, and they would grow so powerful, the very mention of them would send a chill through the room.
Hey now, that's no way to talk to a fellow Berzati. You're on the shortlist to become the next Copa Familia. We respect our brothers. That's how we operate. I could go home and see you threw me out of your house. Yeah, how'd you like those rumors to spread? The soon-to-be Capo Familia wouldn't even listen to a little request.
I very much doubt anything you said could damage my reputation.
I ain't been exiled yet. As long as I'm still one of them, they won't ignore me. Oh, that's some mighty fine-looking whiskey you got there. Don't mind if I do.
Nothing here is for you to drink.
Booze is my lifeblood, man. No love for a brother.
You worthless leech. It surely won't be long before you find yourself in exile. If you're lucky enough to get off the hook with just exile, that is. A child could snap that scrawny neck of yours.
If I'm gonna go, I'd rather go tied up, tortured for days, covered in tiny little cuts from head to toe.
You sick bastard. You disgust me.
Call me a carnal adventurer. I despise the mundane. Last thing I want is to go like a wet fart.
Gross. Is this what you came for? To waste my time with your insipid nonsense?
Oh, hardly. Surely you have an idea of what I'm here for, and how much I need.
You damned maggot.
A worthless leech, a sick bastard, and a damn maggot. What are the names you got up your sleeve for me?
You son of a... Do you honestly think this is how you ask for a favor?
Whoops, excuse me. I beg of thee, O esteemed future Capo Familia. I'm bone broke, not even enough money to put bread on the table. Could you spare a little for your brother?
You brought this on yourself, I'm sure. I hear more than enough stories about you, and hardly any of them pleasant. Drinking, gambling, debauchery. I'm humiliated to be in the same Kuska as you.
You want to make money playing? You gotta learn the game first.
Says the worm who played himself into oblivion. Now, do you honestly believe I'll give you anything?
Oh, but you will. You got no choice. Koska rules. You're required to help a fellow countryman. Especially considering how few of those there are stranded on this colossal landmass. You won't even notice the money's missing. It ain't because you can't, but because you don't wanna. But Jacopo, being a tight ass does nothing for you. Me coming to you for help keeps your good name clean. That's the thing about being boss. You quietly keep little shits like me out of trouble, so that trouble don't come raining back on you.
You do not seem to understand your place. Rather than lecturing me, you should be on your hands and knees begging and crying for my help.
If that's what you want, I'll gladly comply. Happy to kiss your boots while I'm at it.
Don't even think about it. Know this, there won't be a second time. I will be reporting your conduct to the family back home. I look forward to seeing how they deal with you.
Just try to have a little mercy, would you?
Hey, is there a maid around? It doesn't matter who.
How may I serve you, master?
Get a single stack from the safe. Here's the key. It goes without saying, but don't touch anything else. Give the money to that man, as you're escorting him out the door.
As you wish. Is that all you needed?
Yes, now get to it.
Very well. Excuse me.
Well, that's one looker of a maid you get there. But there's something, I don't know, eerie, strange about her.
Fancy that. We agree on something.
How long's she been working here?
Couldn't tell you. As I recall, she came with the house. Is that the kind of woman you fancy?
A girl you can't read will always be interested.
Is that so? Now that he mentions it, how old is that woman? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, Jacopo. One other thing I wanted to talk to you about.
What is it this time? And if it's more of your blather, I will shoot you dead where you stand.
No need for threats. This one's about your, better half.
What about my wife?
Well, to put it simply, she came to me asking for advice, looking a little, distressed.
My wife asked you for advice.
Yep. From the sounds of it, you're pretty rough on the little lady. That just ain't right, man. You managed to snag yourself a broad that pretty, you gotta treat her at least a little bit better, yeah, here? She was good with a smile. You gotta make her show it to you at least every once in a while.
Why would she come to you about that?
Don't ask me. Maybe she ain't got no one else to talk to. And, for what it's worth, I am part of the same Koska. Guessing she thought I'd get through to you easier. Really, you just have to put a little more thought in how you act around her. And she'll be smiling for you like always. Oh yeah, I forgot just a thing. Women love this stuff. I'm sure she'll be thrilled.
Is that perfume?
Haven't you heard? Everyone's talking about it. I'm a big fan of the stuff too. It smells great. Pretty girl smiles at you wearing some of this. Any man would love to be be in love in an instant. You've never given her nothing fashionable before, have you? It may look like just some scented water, but you can't let that fool you. Go on, give it to her. Like a nice smiling lady, don't you? A little bit of scent can give a different flavor to your nighttime excitement.
Vanilla.
Well, I've said my piece, so I'll be taking my leave. Don't want to keep your maid waiting too long to get in our bad side.
Hold on, Tommaso. Why would she...
Make it last. That's all the advice your Uncle Tommy has for you. Ciao.
Wait, Tommaso. I could go after him. It would be a simple task to catch him, grab him by the neck, make him tell me where he spoke with her and what she told him. But why? Why will my legs not move? Asking him for advice, fashionable perfume, her smile. She looks good with a smile. She'll be smiling for you like always. That can't be. She hardly ever smiles around me. But she'll smile for him. Last night, when she was short of breath, having such a grand time wearing that perfume, getting ready to leave the house. Just who was that smile for? God damn it! You think I'll let you run free any longer?
His eyebrows were furrowed, creating deep creases on his forehead. Several servants stood off to the side, watching their master attentively as he stomped past them down the corridor. However, no one said a word to him. Had I not been preoccupied attending his countrymen, I likely could have prevented it. The look on his face would have made it obvious something bad was about to happen. Something that would only serve to further her misfortune. She was already in a less than ideal situation, and it was perched on the edge of a hill, soon to begin rolling down into even worse territory. Jacopo? What's the matter? If you wanted to visit, you could have said something rather than coming in without knocking.
Is that really necessary?
Pardon?
Is there something you so desperately want to keep from me that I must knock before entering? That I should have to let you know in advance that I'm coming?
Oh.
What are you?
Well, is there? You want to talk to him behind my back, I'm told. What did you tell him? You moaned to him about my behavior?
That hurts.
You told him I'm rough with you. You cried on his shoulder because I'm not nice enough? Him, of all people.
Wait, Jacopo. You're mistaken. Let me...
Silence. Not a word. Not a single godforsaken word. The only thing that comes out of your mouth is excuses. Lies and fabrication. You put on this sweet, innocent little girl act, but what's really going on through your head? Maybe I should just rip that mask off your face.
Stop. Jacopo.
And you look down on me, your nobility. And I'm just a nobody who married into it.
No, stop. Please, let go of me, please.
When did it start? How long have you been seeing him? Who else have you been seeing? Covering yourself in fashionable perfume and smiling, even though you never smile around me.
Please let go.
I can see it in your eyes. He's just a worthless commoner.
Why would you think that? Why will you not listen to me?
Silence! It's all your fault. Every last thing! I tell you not to leave the house, but you do! I tell you to do as I say, but you ignore me. Every last thing you do drives me mad. I don't have time right now to deal with this, to rack my mind over you, over a woman. I don't have time for it. Why do you not do as I say? Do you not have enough already, huh? Will you not be satisfied until you've taken even my arms and legs? I've given you money, clothing, everything. You have an incredible life. Look around you. That life of luxury you and your parents wanted, it's right here. You have it. What more could you possibly want? Why do you insist on being unfaithful?
Unfaithful? You think that what I'm doing is unfaithful to you?
How else should I describe it? You leave your room despite my ordering you not to. Don't think I don't know. When you came to the den the other day, you had your eyes on the other men.
No, I did not. I had no such inclination.
Enough. Not another word from you. I have no interest in your excuses. If that's how you're gonna act, then say goodbye to your freedom. You're forbidden from leaving the mansion, or your room for that matter. Or even speaking to the servants. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make you a new room. Too many people come in and out of this one. It'll be somewhere quieter, out of the way. You like the garden, how about I put it there? If you leave that room without my permission, this time, I'll kill you.
Why? Why will you not listen to me? Kopo, the master of the house, likely loved the white-haired girl. That is what I saw in their exchange. Normally, love is supposed to be a sweet, warm, wonderful emotion. It makes you care for, value that person even more than yourself. But it was the exact opposite for him. I never knew that love could be such a painful thing. How did his love end up so twisted? What did he expect to happen by confining and abusing the woman he loved? Perhaps he was conscious of that. To be human is to sometimes find oneself driven by an uncontrollable eternal impulses. A few days later, Jacopo dragged the white-haired girl from her chamber and led her outside. The garden she had once loved was now a thing of the past. It had become a dreary space, nary a rose in sight, and being taken there did nothing to improve her mood, only sadden her further. The cold great piles of metal freckling the barren earth seemed to mock her. Her husband led her, the lady of the house, to a shed that had been repurposed into a Spartan living area. She begged and pleaded, but Jacopo would have none of it. He shoved her into the sad little shack and locked the door. How did things end up this way? Why? All I wanted was to go back to the way things used to be. For us to be able to smile around each other. It had been several days since Jacopo had locked her in the shed, and her day-to-day life was only growing more arduous. And she was under constant surveillance. And the door was only unlocked to deliver her meals 3 times a day. And despite one unfortunate situation their employer's wife found herself in, the maids chatted and gossiped and giggled freely. Not even in the shadows out of her presence, the tactless young maidservants whispered directly to the white-haired girl when they brought her meals.
Look at you, madam, cased away like cattle.
I could almost hear the sounds of cracks forming in her heart. I imagined she had gotten to the point where she was having difficulty merely holding herself together. She had done nothing wrong, and yet she was forced to live this life of insults and mockery. Of ridicule. The only reason her tenuously held together spirit did not completely shatter was because she still had her one and only ally. The maid Maria volunteered to attend to the white-haired girl. Maria took over the duty of delivering her 3 meals, meaning the other maids stopped coming by. And that relieved the white-haired girl's mental and emotional stress considerably. Maria became her sole conversation partner, her sole companion. She did not leave as soon as the meals were finished, instead remaining in the shed with the white-haired girl for some time.
So, madam, how about a funny story? I flubbed up pretty hard the other day. You want to hear about that? So, a couple days back, I didn't get enough sleep the previous night, right? I'm helping out in the kitchen, half awake, plating up some food. And when I go to bring it down to the guests, my heart about leaps out of my mouth. Guess why? What I thought was a plate was actually an ashtray. Man, I was sweating like a pig. The guests didn't seem to notice, but the other maids were pale as ghosts the entire time. Just about everyone had themselves a case of the vapors. I got quite the tongue lashing at cleanup. Pretty funny, huh?
Oh, did you? Sounds like it was a pretty bad day.
Yeah. Hey, madam. I know there's not much point in telling you to cheer up right now. But I'm sure he won't keep you locked up forever. He's just a bit crabby for now. It'll be alright. Although, I guess this is a bit drastic for a temper tantrum. Hmm. I'm sorry, madam. If only I had pushed him a bit harder. If only I had a little more influence, you might not be in this situation. I thought I could be of some help, but I guess I'm not doing a great job of that.
Of course not, Maria. You absolutely are. Just you being here takes a great weight off my shoulders.
Still, though, it feels so worthless. Because I'm just a maid, I can't set you free.
It's okay. I'm just used to being imprisoned.
What? What do you mean you're used to it? He never locked your door before.
Oh. You're right. I'm not sure why, but I feel as though I've been in a similar predicament before, lacking freedom and contact with others for a long stretch of time.
I'm sure it's simply the exhaustion getting to you, madam. Oof. No one should ever be used to living like this.
Yes, I agree. And I pray things go back to the way they were soon.
Has getting mad at him never crossed your mind?
Getting mad.
Yeah, you know, when he yells, you yell back. Let him know he's in the wrong. Never consider doing that? You're not one to get angry, madam. Which would mean you're a better fit for the Holy Mother than me.
Oh no. I do sometimes want to get angry. To tell you the truth, it almost always goes through my mind how, if I did raise my voice, perhaps he would listen to what I have to say. But when I'm standing there in front of him and he starts shouting at me, I freeze up and end up not saying a word. I'm just such a pitiful woman, everything about me. When I need to speak up most, to stand up for myself, I cannot.
Oh, don't look so down. That's not a bad thing. It's just you got in a little bit of a pickle right now. But I'll clear everything up with him, you hear me? In my mind, your modesty is a virtue. And the more I think about it, I can't even imagine you screaming. I like you better the way you are, reserved and ladylike. You can leave all the yelling to me. I'll do whatever I can to help you, madam.
Were you able to clear up his confusion about the night when we were dancing?
Oh, about that. Sorry. You just wouldn't hear it.
I see.
But I'm not throwing in the towel. I'll keep trying, as long as it takes. So,
Say, Maria, could I perhaps ask another favor?
huh? Yeah, sure, let me have it.
I would like to write him a letter.
A letter? To someone who lives in the same house?
Yes. As things stand, I cannot simply go visit him on a whim. And I feel as though I could calmly express on paper things I'm unable to say to him face to face. I suspect I might have more luck that way. I also believe he would be more likely to maintain his composure reading my thoughts in a letter than hearing them from my mouth. With it, I can clear up all the confusion, and things can go back to the way they were.
A letter, huh? Interesting.
I'll write a letter which I would like you to deliver to him. May I ask that of you?
Absolutely not a problem.
Thank you, Maria. You are the only person I can count on. I mean that.
Why? How did this happen? Why would she betray me? I wanted to give her a decently happy life. I didn't want to get violent with her. Yet when I saw her face, when I heard what she had to say, I couldn't restrain myself. I guess what it comes down to is that no matter how you dress it up, I am still a Berzati. There's never any way for this bloodline to give that girl happiness. God damn it. Why am I fretting over this nonsense? I'm supposed to be the future head. Ha!
An illusion. But they're dancing, they really are. And they look like they're having a wonderful time. Are you sure it's an illusion and not something else? And to me, it does not seem to be. I cannot see it as anything but two tiny people dancing.
That's how it works. Reach out your hand and try to grab them. You won't be able to.
You're right. That's a shame.
I didn't think you actually would.
But it's the most precious thing. And they look as though they're dancing on top my palm.
It's almost frightening how much innocence rests within those hands. It's as if they've completely cut off from all the world's filth. My hands, however, are soaked in blood. I fear that bringing her into my world may taint her. Am I capable of protecting this woman's purity? And yet, as I watched her so joyously playing, I felt as though I had gotten close to her. I was the one being a child that day.
Yokopo, it's me, Maria. Is it alright if I come in?
Maria. It's fine, come in.
Alrighty.
Hmm.
Color me surprised. I didn't think you'd let me in.
Have I ever denied you access to my room?
No, but you've been looking pretty glum lately.
I've never exactly been a cheery man.
True enough. I know you told me before not to talk about your wife, but I'm going to stick my nose where it doesn't belong today. There's been a lot of chatter among the maids lately about you getting rough with her. I mean, you've got the poor thing locked up in a shed outside. You're not leaving the best impression on it.
You here to box my ears?
I don't know. 50-50. The other half is... I'm concerned about you.
Hmm.
I know you're not the kind of man to threaten someone without a good reason. You're not.
I thought you were friends with her.
I am. And it hurts me seeing her in so much pain.
And why has that not changed the way you act around me? I would think you'd be scorning me with the rest of the maids.
No, I see how it is. You don't trust me. And we've known each other for so long. This isn't a question of whose side I'm on. You're in pain too. I can see that. You've always bottled things up, kept them hidden.
Hmm.
You're too proud to rely on others. But you should probably vent to someone before it reaches the point where you no longer can. Say, Jacopo, do you remember the promise we made a while back?
How far back?
Back when you were still shorter than me. You were 14 and I was 12. I had to leave town and you came to see me off. Quite frankly, I didn't think you'd come. I was surprised, even if I didn't show it. Jacopo?
Hmm.
Where's your dad? Or are you here alone?
He didn't even tell me.
Ah,
There's no reason you have to leave town. My old man says the Campanellas have more power. I should be the one leaving.
it's not that simple. Grown-ups have a lot to consider. So don't give me that look, Jacopo.
Hmm. We were kids, but we'd both kind of started to catch on to the situation with our families and to the bonds that land held on us. Although we didn't know any of the details at the time. My grandpa owned all the land the city was built on, but he was a very conservative man. He didn't try to spread his influence, instead opting to fortify what he already had. I don't know exactly when it first started, but organizations were used to administrate cities. And when we were kids, my dad was the Capa Familia, and my grandpa his consigliere. But just because he was an advisor didn't mean he was powerless. While my dad made the decisions, my grandpa was the only one allowed to fight him. Your father was a Capodicina that served under my dad. He wasn't especially happy about that. But parents quarreling doesn't affect their kids, or at least, that's what I thought at the time. And what you probably thought too. But there was still a chance we could be caught in the crossfire, so my dad decided to send me and my mom away.
I think I'm supposed to be saying that.
I'll take over.
Okay. Off the island and to the north were some more prosperous areas. He thought that by sending us there, we could live our lives clean, regardless of where we came from. There's no changing what's in your blood, though.
You could have told me so. You could have told me too. Or were you planning on leaving without saying anything?
No, it was just all decided so quickly.
Why do you sound so accepting? Adults have a lot to consider. You bet they do. But you could at least let them know you're opposed to it, Maria. But no, your tail went straight between your legs as soon as you were told. You just gave up and accepted it straight away.
Are young.
I thought you were better than that.
You think. You think I don't know that? But it'll just be my dad's way if I stay. I'm a kid. A girl. I wouldn't be of any help if something happened. Then I don't want to need someone to protect me.
I never once thought of you as a girl.
Hey now, that's mean! Oh jeez, thanks Jacopo, now you're getting me all mushy too. If anyone should be sad here, it's me.
I'm not sad.
Oh really? You're sure you're not actually torn that I won't be around anymore? You're a huge crybaby after all, Jacopino.
Hey, when have I ever cried? And don't call me that.
I made you mad. Short fused as ever, I see. You've got to learn to keep your head. You're a man and heir to the Berzati family.
Don't you lecture me.
Tch, so pig-headed. You could at least listen to me this once before I'm gone.
Hey Maria. Got a little time to spare?
Yeah, sure, but not much. The carriage is gonna be here soon.
Do you have enough for a trip to the hill and back?
Yeah, I should have time for that.
Because of our families, we weren't really able to get along with the other kids in that city, so we played a lot up at the top of that hill. It became kind of like our little secret lair. There was an abandoned house up there, I guess an old farmhouse or something, and kids love that sort of thing, you know? We called it Casa Nostra, our home, and we pretended it was actually ours. We drew circles on the wall in chalk and used it for target practice. We brought up a bale of straw and used it to make makeshift beds. Neither of us got into fights with our parents. We'd stay the night here instead of home. In retrospect, I'm sure they knew where we were going and just let us do our thing. Oh yeah, there was this one time we were playing and a huge storm rolled in, trapping us up there.
The wind just wasn't howling. It was screaming bloody murder. It was blowing so hard I thought the house might fly away. As I recall, you were crying that night.
Hey, Nero! You here to see me off too? Nah, here you go wagging your tail with that dumb look on your face. You have no idea what's going on, do you?
It wasn't just the two of us who made Casa Nostra our home base, though. There was one more. A stray black dog. I'm pretty sure it didn't have actually black fur, though, and it was just really, really dirty.
Of course he doesn't. He's a stupid animal.
Oh, don't talk about him like that. He's one of us.
What were you planning to do about Nero? Just leave him behind?
Nothing else I can do. Can't bring a dog in the carriage. Besides, you're here, so it'll be fine. You take care of Nero, alright?
He doesn't like me. You're the only one who can take care of him.
Maybe so, but I'm not coming back. He'll starve to death if you don't figure something out. He's a puny runt. I doubt he could win in a fight for scraps. Come on, do it for me.
You said you won't be coming back. Did you mean it? Are you absolutely never returning to this town?
There's no telling what may or may not happen, so it's best not to get your hopes up. Better that than the pain of getting let down. Well, I've turned into quite the cynic, huh? Maybe if I'd been born a more normal family, I'd be in my room in a pile of dolls right about now, my head in the clouds.
I can't imagine you doing that, nor do I think that's normal.
Well said. Stop that, Nero! Quit licking me! That tickles! Ah, and you reek!
Maria,
What is it?
come back. I don't care if you don't know when it'll be. Just don't say you'll never return. No one knows how things are gonna end up. Maybe my old man will gain more power, or maybe yours will. If things continue as they are, it'll be your old man. Then down the line, I'll work in service of the Campanella family. And that's just fine by me. But even if that's not the future that lies ahead, I promise I'll make a place for you. So, Maria,
Question. Do you have a crush on me?
what?
Kidding. I'm just kidding. No need for a conniption fit. I was just playing around.
Here I am trying to have a serious conversation, and then you... Listen to me. I don't have any of those, those kinds of feelings for you. I consider you a lifelong friend. My one and only friend. That's why I came to see you off. And that's why I'm telling you this now. Whether you're a girl or a boy is irrelevant. Friendship lasts much longer than something so fanciful as romance. Am I wrong? Don't laugh, damn it. Dating.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I agree entirely. Yeah, we've always been on the same page, Jacopo. Maybe we did fight a lot, but there wasn't one time we didn't get through. No one else understood just how lonely it was, wearing a mask for all the other kids, trying to fit into their happy little circle. We couldn't afford to be found out after all.
Hmm.
Neither of us had any real allies. Except for each other, of course.
Nope. I'm glad I got the chance to play with you.
Oh, that was my line.
Yeah.
If you hadn't been there, I probably wouldn't have bothered caring for Nero either. It was too funny watching him chase you around.
You're a sick girl, Maria.
So hey, Jacopo, this place will still be Casa Nostra even after I leave, right? You won't do anything to it, will you?
Of course not. This is our home. That was always the plan.
Right. Thanks. Though, you being all nice is kinda creepy, Jacopo. It's not gonna start snowing, is it?
How rude. Well, if you're gonna be like that, I'm not sure I want to give it to you.
Huh? Give what? A present? You should have said so sooner! Gimme!
You don't have a shred of tact, do you?
Yep. What's it matter? Come on, what'd you bring? Let me have it, soldier!
Oh, Maria. Consider this a temporary parting gift. You've been wanting one of these for a while.
Huh? Oh, is that a cartridge? From a cult navy? No way! Did you swipe it?
I'll probably catch hell for it, too.
Wow! This is amazing! I always wanted to get my hands on the real thing! This is from the one hanging up in your house, isn't it? The one your dad was bragging about! They just started selling them this year! It's ridiculously hard to get your hands on one! Or so I hear. Man, guns from the New World are something else, alright! I'm just imagining the moment the hammer comes crashing down on the back of this chin's just on my spine!
You sure you're a girl going crazy over a bullet cartridge?
What's the big deal? I like what I like. You'll get in trouble if you don't put this back, though, won't you?
Don't worry, I'll return it when you return. I won't tell anyone I gave it to you.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take you up on that. Thanks, Jacopo. It'll be my treasure.
This goes without saying, but don't you lose it. I'm giving it to you as a symbol of our friendship. No matter how far apart we may be, or how much time may pass, or how things play out with our families, we will always be That cartridge symbolizes that promise.
It's a promise, Jacopo. Our families may outwardly hate each other, but I'll always be your friend. Always be on your side.
Don't you ever go back on those words.
I swear upon this glorious cartridge, this historic land, and the names of my ancestors, I shall not make myself a liar.
I trust you, Maria. We'll meet again. It may be years from now, but that won't change anything. Our friendship will never fade.
God, you were adorable back then. And short to boot. But now, you've hardened so much. I was flabbergasted when I saw you next. Dressed all fancy from head to toe, you become quite the smug little bastard, I thought. You sure weren't that little kid anymore.
You have quite the memory.
Well, yeah, I don't forget my promises. And I'd never forget I said I'd always be on your side. The question is, did you remember?
I did. I remember every word you said that day. And as I said, I left Casa Nostra as it was. Though it is quite some distance away now. I imagine if we went back and did a little work on it, we could have it looking just like old times.
And Nero?
About a year after you left, he suddenly disappeared. Just for the record, I did take care of him, as you told me to. I'm guessing he got in a fight with another stray or something. I searched, but could never find him.
Well, it has been more than a decade. Not everything is gonna be exactly the same.
You, however, haven't changed a bit from the girl you were all those years ago.
Neither have you. Sure, you seem different on the outside, but at your core, I believe you haven't changed at all. Still the same old Jacopino.
Could you not call me that? I have changed quite a bit, unlike you, and I am well aware of it.
Say, that Jacopo, do you consider me supportive?
Of everything you could have said.
Hmm.
Of course you are. You're constantly supporting me, past and present. You're proof of the existence of a kind of friendship that can transcend gender, blood, and any other such distinctions.
You know, it's honestly kind of bizarre seeing you without a stick up your ass.
Wow, harsh words.
Come on now, hear me out. You almost had me blushing there. Anyway, before you put that stick up there, tell me something. Am I still your only ally?
You are.
Of everyone in this mansion, I'm the only one.
Yes. If she would at least have a little more.
The madam?
I didn't actually intend to treat her like that.
Believe me, Jacopo, I know. I mean, from a girl's perspective, what you did is pretty awful. But hey, I'm not a girl. According to you, anyway. I will always be on your side, no matter what.
God, I feel as though I'm being consoled.
That's what I was going for.
I should never have opened up to you.
Hey, now's probably not the best time to bring this up, but I have a letter
A letter?
written by the madam. Here.
A letter from my wife? Let me see it. What the hell am I reading?
I was considering keeping it a secret, but having seen it, I thought hiding it from you might only hurt more, so I decided it was best to show you.
Who is this? Who is this letter for? It's as if, but that can't. I love you. Who is she writing to? I don't know this man.
Take a deep breath, Jacopo, and listen to me. The madam is having an affair. I haven't changed a bit. If you seriously believe that, then I've got news for you, pal. Anyone who acts exactly the same as they did in the past is doing just that. Acting. Much like I do around you. Our friendship will never change. What a fucking joke! You picked the wrong girl to put your trust in. Then they call you astute, and you taste the fucking irony. Well, just makes things easier for me. But my god, it's suffocating playing the good girl! That stupidly cheerful little ray of sunshine, Maria. Ugh! Sickening. On the other hand, the payoff is fantastic! I can't stop. God, watching him lose his cool was incredible. Besides her just thinking about it.
You're telling me she wrote this?
Who else could have written it? It's in her handwriting.
Why? Why? Why must she continue to betray me? Has she not taken enough already? What else could she possibly want from me? I told her to stay away from my gatherings. I had the rose garden torn down. And yet still, she finds other men. I warned her, told her it wouldn't happen again, that if she betrayed me one more time, I'd kill her.
Jacopo.
Out of my way, Maria, I have to talk to her. Ask her what this letter's about, who this man is. And depending on how she answers, I may have to.
Hold it, Jacopo. Calm down.
Silence! How am I supposed to stay calm right now?
Listen to me. Relax.
Ugh.
You try to talk to her right now and you aren't going to get anywhere. You're just aware of how frenzied you are, aren't you? Besides, you think she's going to tell you the truth even if you do manage to ask? Of course not! She may look all prim and proper, but that's not the real her. I don't think she's a bad person, but...
Not a bad person. The woman who wrote this letter to another man. She crossed the line, you hear me?
I agree with you there. She's gone too far with this letter. But remember, she's your wife and the daughter of a noble. You know exactly what will happen if you lose control of yourself and do something to her. It's not gonna look good for you.
She may be nobility, but I have the Koska. We have our own way of taking care of these kinds of problems.
Still, it's as plain as day, it'll only make a bigger mess. No one else knows about this yet.
Are you telling me to act like nothing's happening when she so blatantly disrespects me?
Jacopo, could you let me take it? I'm friends with the madam. You know that. She'll listen to me. So I'll make sure it gets through to her. Just how much you care about her.
I couldn't ask you. It would be disgraceful.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. What did I tell you? I'm on your side and you're on mine. We're in this together. You can ask me things you couldn't ask others to do. I have tight lips. Anything you ask, I'll keep absolutely under wraps.
Damn it. You're right. Yes, you're right. I'm well aware that I always lose myself in her presence. If I tried talking to her now, I probably will do something rash, yes. Probably.
I'll make sure everything works out. Got it? You and the madam can go back to the way things used to be, so you don't have to suffer anymore. I'll take care of it. I'm the only one who understands your pain. And I'm the only one who can help you out.
Maria.
Oh, don't make that face, Jacopino.
Thank you, Maria. Please let her know that even if she is seeing other men, and even if she does silently mock me for not being of noble blood, that I still love her. That I don't want to raise my hand against her.
You love her? That's a riot. You're too busy chasing your stacks of paper. You don't have what it takes to truly love a woman. I will say, though, I was surprised you lost your head that badly. Quite the little crush you've got on her. You could just sit down and talk to her like a rational human being, and presto, all your problems would be solved. But you can't even manage that, which is why you're in this predicament. Once you're convinced of something, Jacopo, you never let go of it. And she's too timid to speak up for herself. Ha! Sorry, madam. I got nothing against you. I just didn't expect things to go quite this well. There's no stopping now. Not when I've got this much momentum. Also, watching a pretty girl like you break down gives me goosebumps. You're still convinced I'm the only person you can trust.
How did he react to the letter?
Well, yeah, about that.
Would he not take it?
Oh no, he took it. Just... Don't feel too bad about this, madam. He said he's too busy with work. And tossed the letter aside. I told him to make sure he writes you a reply, but he hasn't gotten around to it at all.
I see. That's a shame.
It kills me to see you like this, madam. I don't get why he has to be so heartless. Not even taking a little bit of time out of his day to read the letter you poured your soul into writing. It's unacceptable.
I'm sure he really is busy. He did not throw it away, though, did he? I imagine he means to read it when he has more time.
Madam. After everything he's done to you, you still think he means well?
I have faith. My timing was poor, that's all. I believe in him. I believe that the day will come when he gives me his attention again, as he did before. So, could I ask you to believe with me, Maria? To have faith that he will once more show me his love, and that mine will reach him. Something tells me that it'll all work out if you pray for it.
Okay, if you're fine with me praying, I'll pray. I'll get down on my knees for you, madam. I'll have faith.
Thank you. I would like to write another letter. When it is complete, could I ask you to deliver it to him?
Get him as many as you want. As many as it takes for you to get through to him. You really have to learn how to be so trusting, madam. Take a real close look. And you'll see exactly who it was that ground your heavy little life into dust. Thank you, Maria. I'm the reincarnation of the Mother of God. Oh god, I can't hold back the laughter. This is a stage of my own creation. We didn't have enough actors, so the playwright had to take control herself. But that only adds to the excitement. Yes, this is all my masterpiece. You're just ignorant puppets dancing to my tune. From the first shot to the last, blind to whose finger is sitting on the trigger. Listen to me, Jacopo. And try to keep your head. I saw the madam meeting with another man behind your back. You know the ark in the rose garden? The far side's out from the side of the mansion, making the perfect place to hide. I saw her back there. From the looks of it, the madam is having her meetings with one of the men who comes to your business gatherings. And they don't act like they're just friends. But just to be clear, I don't have any solid proof. So it'd be best if you didn't mention this to her yet. You wouldn't want to start throwing around accusations when you find too late it was all a big misunderstanding. I'll get to the bottom of it, so you... I think the madam might have her eyes on several men. Being a woman, you know, I can tell these things. She's giving these suggestive looks, but to whom I can't pinpoint. A lot of people come in and out of this house, after all. What? You want to keep her from leaving her room? That might be for the best. With so much going so well, it makes me think even God's on my side. They could just talk it over with one another. But they won't, and they're in deeper and deeper shit for it. You're the only one I can trust, Maria. And the timing that night, my god, it was perfect. Hey, Jacopo? Could just be misreading her, but something seemed off about the madam. Like she's been on the edge or something. I tried to egg her into revealing what's going on, and she let slip that she might be going out somewhere tonight. She's not going with you, is she? You were going out to survey a construction site today, right? Then I suggest you get that taken care of quickly.
A dance at this time of night?
Yep. Isn't it so late? No loud music. All I get is a little whistling courtesy of me.
But this room is too small for...
We'll use the Great Hall.
Wouldn't that put us in everyone else's way? You would probably complain about the noise, too.
No need to worry. Jacopo's out inspecting some factory or something today. After that, he's got a meeting, so he'll be staying the night elsewhere.
I thought you would not be back until tomorrow.
How do you know that? No, forget that. Does my staying the night elsewhere have any effect on you? You were just waiting for this opportunity, weren't you?
No, what would I possibly want you out the house for?
I'm sure you know better than anyone.
What?
What is that smell? Perfume? When did you get perfume? And I have to say, you seem to be having quite the time. Look at you. You're out of breath, red as a beet. I made the right decision coming back. Where the hell were you going?
Sorry, this is all my fault. If I hadn't asked you to dance, and me bringing the perfume only made things worse.
No, you need not feel bad about anything, Maria. Everything you did was with my best interests at heart.
He doesn't even suspect me in the slightest. And I was able to put on that perfume to great use. That mighty second lich Tommaso showed up at the perfect time, too. I'm pretty sure that's when Jacopo started getting actively violent. A jealous man is a wonderful thing. Always imagining the worst and making matters worse for it. Wow, is that you, Tommaso? It's been so long. What brings you here?
Oh, look who it is, little Miss Campanella. It's a surprise. Didn't ever see you on this side of the Great Blue.
You know, I've been giving Jacopo a hand.
Oh, well, killing me impressed. After what happened, I wouldn't have thought you'd want nothing to do with him.
That was between our parents. Jacopo didn't have anything to do with it.
Well, it should be nice for all you younger generations to go through life without nothing to spark that kind of patakig. Not that it's my place to talk.
You need to worry yourself about any of that. So, what brings you here, Tommaso?
I'm a little, you know, it is having a bit of trouble staying afloat.
I see. So you're here to beg for offerings? Pretty shameless, Tommaso.
No point in having shame if I ain't making money. Toss that out with the chamber pot. Hell, it might make things easy if I just quit being human altogether.
Is that hard for cash?
Unfortunately, numbers were supposed to go up. For some reason, they ended up going down instead.
Might be best if you keep the gambling hat.
No. That's like telling me to go off myself.
I bet. So, say, Tommaso. Maybe I could pitch in a bit too.
Oh, you mean it? That'd be a huge help.
There's just not a scrap of shame in you. However, in exchange, I'd like you to do something for me.
Someone whose face needs a visit from my fist? Depending on the number, I could also possibly cut him into chunks and toss him in the ocean.
Oh, keep it clean. I'm not asking you to do anything like that.
What is it then? Something a lowlife like me can do?
It'll be easy. It's nothing bad either. You're going to go talk to Jacopo, aren't you? Well, there's something I'd like you to tell him while you're at it. You know he's married, right? He can get pretty nasty with his wife, though.
Not so? Sounds like you got it rough.
She does, and she's deliciously devoted to him, too. I've been trying to nudge things in the right direction to get her back on good terms with him, but I haven't had much luck.
Ain't that something the two of them should walk through?
Normally, yes, but it's reached the point where I can't bear to sit back and watch anymore. I don't like seeing the two of them in pain. I want to do something.
Well, Noble. You're pretty devoted to yourself, little lady.
I'm not important now. Just doing the right thing. But the thing is, Jacopo won't hear a word of it. And I figured maybe you, being a man, might be able to get through to him a little better than me.
That'll listen to me either, to be honest.
Come on, you used to be really close, though. And I doubt he hates you.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Anywho, talking something anyone can do. So what do you want me to tell him?
I need to give him a bit of a scolding. Tell him the madam came to you asking for advice and that she accidentally let it slip the way he treats her day-to-day causes her grief.
And I met this wife of his before, you know.
It works even better that way. She's so downtrodden she can't talk to anyone about it. And she thought that maybe you, being family, might be able to help. She's never met you, but she's still latched onto the ray of hope. And I'm sure when Jacopo finds out she brought it up with family, he'll know he can't keep mistreating her. Things like this, they hit home harder when they come from someone on the outside.
You, make a decent point. Just remember, little lady, all I can do is bring it up with them. Can't guarantee it'll change nothing.
And that's all I need you to do. Thanks a bunch, Tommaso. Oh, right. One more thing. This is some perfume that's grown quite popular recently. Ask him to give it to the madam as a gift. If he won't take it, you keep it. Give it to another woman, sell it, whatever you want.
Perfume, eh? Very thoughtful of you. Women do like getting gifts like that.
Yes, we do. If Big Bad Jacopo gives her some of that, they'll be lovebirds again before you know it. I'm sure of it.
Never thought the day'd come when I get to play Cupid. Now I'm starting to get kind of excited about this.
Stay focused, Tommaso. And thanks. Also, you didn't hear any of this from me. I'm fine just pulling the strings from the shadows. Their relationship's in complete shambles. Jacopo still insists he fucking loves her. And the madam says she still believes in him. Seriously, how stupid can you be? Poor Jacopo. Poor madam. Now then, let's see where this boulder rolls to next. And how far it keeps rolling. Naturally, I will be nudging it along its way. Because after all, a play lives or dies by its director's hands.
Master? Master? Are you shocked? Or do you instead lament this development? I was deeply sorrowful. though to a lesser degree about Maria's true intentions, and more my shameful inability to recognize her machinations. At the time, I too believed that Maria was the white-haired girl's one and only ally. It was not until everything had drawn to a close that I had discovered the truth. Then I now know how the tale ends, you say? Yes, that is correct. Well aware that it was not the case, I told you the story in a way that suggested that she was on the white-haired girl's side. Oh my, I wonder if that constitutes lying to you, Master? I merely wanted to present the events to you in order, starting from beginning when Maria's ill intentions were still veiled in shadow. I wanted you to know the same feeling of consternation I had experienced. And the white-haired girl continued to write letter after letter. And they were all addressed to her dear husband, detailing her every persistent love for him, and her desire for their relationship to return to what it had once been. My beloved, I'm sure your hands are quite full right now. But that is fine and does not change my love for you. Do you remember the day we went out together? That was perhaps the most wonderful day of my life. I had a truly incredible time. I still treasure the gift you gave me, for it is the one and only present I've received from you. And that reminds me, Maria tried to teach me how to dance. I doubt I'll ever progress beyond being laughably bad, though. It would be nice if someday you and I could dance together. Perhaps when you have a little respite from work, we could go out again. Maybe take a carriage somewhere a little farther away. And we could dine at a restaurant more to your liking. Although I think the cuisine at the other restaurant was quite exquisite, personally. Do I perhaps have an unrefined palate? Maria altered the letters before delivering them, however. She changed the address from Jacopo to another man. She would cut away the top of the page with Jacopo's name on it, and the space below written in a different name. She could not have mimicked the white-haired girl's handwriting for the full length of a letter, but Maria could make a single name look adequately similar. And it would, after all, be quite difficult to notice minor discrepancies in such small quantity of text.
Again, another letter. Why does she keep writing these?
To Jacopo's eyes, the modified letters looked like a profession of love to another man. The more she inscribed her feelings for Jacopo, the greater the turmoil grew within his heart. Even though her love was directed towards him,
I can't believe what I'm reading. A restaurant more to your liking. I knew it. You have been going out with other men, all the while pretending to be chaste in my presence. I still treasure the gift you gave to me, God's sake. You have to be fucking kidding. I've ensured she can't leave that room. She'll never see this man again. In time she'll let go, so will he. Listen to me, resigning myself to the hope that everything will fix itself. How did I end up like this? Such a pitiful man I've become.
On the surface, Maria acted quite heartbroken over the sight of their suffering. But when she returned to her room, the walls echoed with her cackles. She derived a great deal of entertainment from their squirming. The more they writhed in anguish, the deeper her satisfaction grew. And both the white-haired girl and Jacopo continued to place their confidence in Maria, the one responsible for everything. The white-haired girl had never possessed a sense of distrust, and so she took everything Maria said as truth, continuing in her agony to write Jacopo letters. Letter after letter after letter. My beloved, are you still tied up with your work? It has been some time since we last saw another, so I know not what you're doing of late. I only hope you remain in good health. I would, if possible, prefer to tell you everything in person, but I do not have the courage, so these letters are my only option. Am I adequately expressing my feelings, my love for you? If you have the time, I would appreciate a response.
Never gonna get a response, though. Not as long as I'm intercepting them. There's no way I'm allowing these, or your love, to get to him. I could just stop reading them. It would certainly make things easier. But if I don't, my imagination will run wild. Fantasizing about her writing to this other man, and what she might be putting in her correspondence. I'd be better off knowing the truth and torturing myself with fantasy. It's the better option.
Jacopo accepted every letter Maria delivered without fail. He would merely nod as he accepted it, his face contorted in discomfort, and then pore over the text when he was alone. I assumed he did not want her to see his heart sinking into darkness. Had he put his trust in his wife rather than Maria, he would have almost certainly been able to realize the letters were directed at him, despite the altered recipient's name. Everything she wrote about concerned him, after all. How could someone who had lived in an isolated life as her have so many identical experiences with two distinct men? Why could he not find it in himself to trust her? Perhaps doubting her was simply easier. If you were in his position, would you trust her? Would you maintain your faith in her, the woman who had waited so long? Would you believe the feelings she professed for you genuine? She continued writing letters day after day, week after week, without hiatus. She had, by and large, run out of things to say, but that did not put an end to her letter writing. She simply repeated what she had written before. Nevertheless, they did not see one another in person. The white-haired girl, forbidden from leaving her shed, could only wait for her husband to pay her a visit. My beloved, there's a little bit of fog out today. Weather like this reminds me of my home country. I was born on an island perpetually covered in a thick fog. I'm not saying I would like to return, but thinking about it does make me feel rather homesick. Does that happen to you? That reminds me, aside from that one time, you've not told me much of your homeland. It would be nice if we could pay a visit together sometime. Speaking of which, before I left, an exhibition of some sort was held there. I was unable to attend, but perhaps if you had the chance when it was near you. I imagine you would have with your interest in new technology. Next time you have a chance, I would enjoy hearing what they had on display.
An exhibition? That's right, there was one. I was busy preparing for our wedding. I had no time to attend an exhibition. While I was doing that, giving you, a woman I'd never met before, my full attention, you were giving yours to a different man. Has this been going on for that long?
Had he simply stepped up and taken action, he could have put an end to the stream of letters, each of which gave rise to further misunderstanding. He needn't merely ask the white-haired girl in person to whom the letters were addressed, whether they had described were true, and the twisted threads of his confusion would have been all unraveled. But he made no such effort, relying instead on Maria to serve as his intermediary. I feel as though I have now, at long last, come to understand just what kind of man Jacopo was. While he had a great deal of pride in his capabilities, he had far less confidence in himself as a person. If he had faith in himself, perhaps he could have put faith in his wife as well. Had his pride not been so twisted, perhaps he would have not have been so afraid of being hurt. Indeed, he was afraid. Afraid of being rejected by her. Afraid to face the reality where his beloved partner scorned him. Where the woman he loved laughed at him disdainfully. Where she and countless others mocked him. The thought of it paralyzed him. The environment in which he had been raised played a significant part in his state of mind, I expect. Occasionally, the name on the letter would change. Maria was making the white-haired girl out to be having affairs with multiple other men. She would never do any such thing, of course. But Jacopo, thinking Maria to be his only ally, believed everything she said.
I could figure out who this man is and where he resides. I could make him tell me every last detail about his relations with my wife. But what if that information went public as a result? News of our infidelity spread. And were to reach the Koska.
The fate of the Bearzatis is in your hands, son. There's a limit to what we can accomplish on this tiny island. If we don't turn our attentions outwards, we will wither away and die. And not just this family. The whole land will find itself famished and emaciated. Defenses against invasion as we waste away. I won't stand by and watch my homeland crumble. Sure, our methods may be crude and not always worthy of praise. But they produce undeniable results. The unfortunate thing is, the previous Capo Familia was an incredibly reticent man. It took all he had to merely preserve his small chunk of the world. But I'm not like that, and neither are you. The most I can do is lay the foundation, to make it easier for you to work, which means everything rests on your shoulders. But the future of the Bearzati family, and the future of this country, it all falls on you. The marriage is happening too quickly. It would be madness not to hurry given the circumstances. You should be well aware of that. We need the Bearzati name climbing the social ladder in short order, or we're going to have everything ripped out from under us. If the woman isn't to your liking, you can find another one, that is. She's only going to be your wife, in name. But listen to me, son. You must not allow her to fool around. What are the most vital things to have in our country? Society. Money. Power. Yes, those are important. But what matters most is respect. No one's going to follow a Capo Familia they can't respect. They'll try to undermine your authority. Once someone dreams you weaker than them, courtesy goes out the window. That's a judgment that's near impossible to overturn. Betrayal spreads like a fire through a forest. And once the flame's lit, the both of us come crashing down. You must not let anyone look down on you. You must not let anyone think you're the kind of man a woman can walk all over. If, by any chance, your fiancée is ever unfaithful to you, kill her before anyone finds out. Your place is above others. Climb to the top. Never be content with someone above you. And never forget the weight you carry on your shoulders. This is your responsibility. The fate of the Bearzatis is in your hands. The fate of all those who stand on your shoulders. Kill anyone who stands in your way. Aim for the top. Poverty. Responsibility.
I must keep intercepting her letters. I must keep her locked up. I still have to do. I cannot allow anyone to learn about how she's disgraced me. Kill her. That's how my old man says to handle it. That's the last resort. It's not. Not yet. God damn it. It's downright wrong for me to even be having these feelings for someone. Fuck!
Master, your carriage is waiting outside. How are you coming along?
Coming along? Oh, that's right. I had an inspection scheduled today. I'll be right out. Have him wait.
Is something the matter, Master? You look a little hazy.
I'm fine.
If you're not feeling well, you should stay.
I said I'm fine. It's not your job to try and infer my condition.
Yes, sir.
Damn it. Keep it under wraps. Act like normal. Can at least do that much, damn you.
Take care in the treat, Master.
Yeah. It's not the usual coachman. I also feel like I've seen him somewhere.
Your fault.
What?
That way.
Hey, speak up.
Okay, there we go. Damn it. Die! Jacopo Berzatti!
Ugh. Ugh.
Master? There's a knife in your stomach. Oh God! Someone! Anyone!
Ugh. Silence. Don't make a scene. Call a doctor.
Yes, sir.
Ugh. Ah. Now I remember where I've seen him before. That's right. I put his factory out of business. I needed out of the picture to expand my own business. I guess he held a grudge about that. I should have been more careful. Blood flows with surprising abundance from a stab wound. It's not stopping either. Son of a bitch. The world's going white. Come on now. You have to be kidding. Ugh.
I know very well what kind of man you are. You wouldn't hesitate to lead a blind man off a cliff if it furthered your own goals. You make money off of others' lives. You stand upon a mountain of corpses, cackling at everyone below you. For a man like you, Love comes as naturally as flying. And guess what? You don't have any emotions. And you never have. You've always been this way.
Should.
My childhood was day after day of mockery.
Just a bunch of nobodies trying to pretend your name means anything.
They would say, sneering and glaring. Marie treated me as an equal. She was the only one. I wanted to show them up. And to do that, I had to rise to the top. Or at least high enough that I could laugh at them. My old man wasn't the only one who wanted that. I did too. I had to make them acknowledge that I had value as a man who actually wants to go through life being laughed at. I had to make them recognize what I did had value, and I needed neither love nor compassion to do it. Or that's what I thought. In the beginning, I only ever intended to use that woman. I simply needed her to build a name for myself. When she served her purpose, I could simply cast her aside. That's what I thought. Or rather, it's what I endeavored to make myself think. Deep down, I felt bad for her. I pitied this woman who was being made to marry a man she'd never even met before. I'm sure what she really wanted was to have a regular marriage. Someone she loved. Because her family wanted to cling to their name, she wasn't afforded that opportunity. I wanted to do something for her. Didn't have to be anything grand. I genuinely wanted that. The day of our wedding was when I first saw her. Her face, partially obscured by the veil, was gorgeous. Crucially, she was smiling at me. I'd expected to find only gloom and despondency in her eyes. But instead she smiled. The moment I saw that smile, I wanted it to be a permanent part of my life. I truly did want to ensure she always had a smile on her face. Is this my room? I'm alive? Damn it. Ugh. I feel nauseous. What time is it? World's a blur. So hot.
You mustn't get up.
Ugh.
The doctor said bacteria entered your body through the wound. Because of that, you have a very high fever.
What are you doing here?
I was told you had been badly wounded. But thankfully it was not fatal.
How did you make it out of?
Pardon?
Oh, I see. Maria opened it.
Would you like some medicine to reduce the fever? It should help you feel better.
Yes. No. Stay by my side for a little longer.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Uh,
You can ask me anything.
my hand.
Your hand?
Could you hold my hand? If you don't want to, it's fine.
Like this?
Your hand is quite cold.
It probably feels that way because of your fever.
Ah. So,
Yes?
I've done some regrettable things to you. Please forgive me. To tell you the truth, from the moment I first saw you, I felt like you were what I'd been searching for my whole life. Laugh if you'd like. I felt like I had finally found you. But I couldn't act around you the way I honestly felt.
You should get some sleep.
Could you keep holding my hand until I fall asleep? If you don't want to, that's fine.
My hand is in yours.
Thank you.
You appear to be quite delirious, Master. Those are things you should be telling your wife, not me.
It was all a dream. Of course it was. Wouldn't be that easy. And she would never come to my room. She's involved with other men.
Jacopo, may I come in? I have another letter.
Fantastic place to end
Holy
it.
shit! Perfect timing.
I don't
Wow.
care I don't care if he thinks she's cheating on him. He's still a monster. I
I'm
don't
still
care if he was.
completely shook.
Whoa, alright, hold on.
I don't care if he was raised to be a monster. He's still a monster. Wait, I have my thoughts. I want to say them first.
We'll wait until
My
the post
dude,
discussion.
she's not coming because she's involved with other men. My dude, locked her in a shed. I think that might be why she's not coming.
Brother in Christ, she's in a fucking shed with a lock on it.
Well, it seems our masters have quite the opinions. That's
Yo,
what
shout out to
she
Strange
was lady.
Horticulture, though.
I
Can
have
I-
aggression.
So you did actually
Can
get
you
strange
tell me when
horticulture.
the
Nice on you.
Can you tell me when the post discussion begins? Because I have thoughts, but I'm gonna wait until the post. Denton, you go. I want to talk after.
Go, go,
I'm
go,
gonna
go,
not
go.
after, but here's the thing. Still, like I still hate him, but at this point, I have come to a conclusion. Maria needs to go. And if that house burns and kills everyone but the girl in white, happy ending. Those fuckers need to go.
This bitch has gotta go.
Bitch, gotta go.
It's like there's like we are past apology. Some of y'all need to die.
Listen. This is gonna turn into a 50 million year debate with AC later because I love Maria.
Yeah, I love Maria as target practice.
Literally the Lilith in this situation.
Also, fun fact,
Fun
that
fact?
wasn't because Khan was not available. There was an artistic choice on our part to have Rindy voice Maria to symbolize the evil spirit of Nelly possessing Maria, revealing that they are both equally horrendous. Fuck these bitches, on God.
Oh my god, yo, I need you to slip some respect
Holy
women juice.
shit, dude.
I'm very excited for B's thoughts on my take.
Whoa.
Not gonna lie, these women be making me wish I was gay.
What do you mean, wish?
That's what you're talking about. You already are.
I don't think that's a wish, man. But okay, go off.
I mean, you already are.
This is the cleanest he's ever come. He's moving
Yes,
forward.
he's clean come.
He's accepting
What do
it
you
slowly.
mean?
I
Holy
respect.
shit! Whoa.
It's fine, I see.
I meant what I
That
said. I
was-
said what I meant.
I am
We're
super
here for
glad
you
I'm
when
here
you're
today.
ready. We'll be here for you when you're ready.
Also, Rudy, thank you for covering for me. You are awesome.
I need you to-
My voice work was garbage, but thank you.
I need you guys to know
Masterpiece.
that every single time you guys are like, "Wow, Maria's the best. She's so great." Like I had the biggest, dumbest fucking grin on my face.
I'm sure you were
The
waiting.
entire fucking time.
Yeah,
all over
were you
again.
were you not like that when you ready
Oh
for
no, I
yourself?
get caught off guard by that too. But it's like it's the effect of like, oh, they don't know.
Where is the thing?
Listen.
Really-
I can't.
Yeah, just pull up
I'm-
the thing. Yeah.
I'll have to find my tweet because it was like back in 2019 or 18 or whatever. And when Maria first appeared, I like called her like same Maria from Sound of Music. I love her. She's great. Bruh.
You need to
Bruh.
make it a
Everybody is
petition
awful.
on why Maria is defending Maria and Nelly.
I mean, to be fair, the white-haired girl has not done
Oh yeah,
anything
white hair
wrong in
girl
this
is white hair
situation.
girl's fine. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's fine.
Despite that, I mean, I love Maria. She's great, amazing, stunning.
You
What a
better
character.
believe I may act like a saint, but you better fucking believe I am a sinner inside.
Via
Them
Zaz, I
cursing
cannot
is
talk
so
about.
weird.
Via
Yeah, like-
Zaz, I can't talk about my faves at all ever for V.
I mean, like, what is it? Fucking like for the big, like for even for the big murder people, like what is it? Fucking, even they didn't say fuck.
Yeah.
You know what?
Jacobo
They should
did
they should
once.
be cursing in Italian. If they said like the Italian equivalent of fuck, it would fit
What
better.
is
Right?
The Italian equivalent of
Italian
fuck?
funk.
I don't know, Orange, help me.
There's
I
definitely
don't. I
one.
think I fucking know that.
I don't know. You're the one who said
Italian,
you were
American,
Like the French
Italian.
people,
Italian.
in French they say like merde and stuff like that.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Fanculo.
Oh
gonna
my
learn
god.
Italian
There you
to
go.
flex on
That's
Orange.
the verb
Just like
form.
Tony-
Fotare.
just like Tony Soprano.
Okay,
He did not
okay,
learn
class.
Italian.
Okay,
Alright,
class.
alright,
Let's
yeah.
run it back. Mr. Noir, what are your thoughts?
Wait, was AC done?
Oh, what's
I
up?
don't know. See you then.
So my final thoughts is she's definitely no Bestia, Jacobo, Maria, or Nelly. I feel like there might be something off with the maid. I don't dislike her entirely. And all that. I'm not on that hater energy. I'm like, there might be something off. There might not be. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my thoughts.
Gotcha.
So true, bestie.
Noir.
Someone out there drinking all that haterade.
Noir.
I could feel the energy of they're gonna walk this back. They're gonna do something to just show you Jacopo's not that bad a guy. Jacopo didn't mean any of this. You can definitely sympathize and understand the plight of Jacopo. And goddammit if that is not completely true, and he's still the worst, and I still hate him. And anything bad that happens to him is still probably deserved.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Hold on.
Like, I wouldn't
If
necessarily say it was like running it back. It's more just like it's like a shifting of perspective, so to speak.
Not
It's
looking
like
forward to the reactions to my opinion.
Point
It's fine,
here,
though.
my point here is that this is very much literally Vriska did nothing wrong theory at play. Just walking right on in and saying, I believe that Jacopo is completely innocent.
Whoa.
I believe they're just trying to come out here and just say, I can't believe you're
I'm
hating
fine.
Jacopo. He was in a different context. He grew up so different than everyone else, and everyone really
Master.
kind of hated him. If you
Master,
think about it.
please, if I
Go
may.
off.
Who said
Go
that?
Exactly.
oh no.
Who has a miniature flash running on their desk?
Clinical obsession is fighting you tooth and nail right now, Noir.
I don't know what. I don't know what that means.
Okay. Hold on.
It's a homestuck.
Hold on, hold on.
I know.
All right. Reset.
There's no trying to understand. It's fine.
Let's kick it down a notch. All right, Noir, are you
Yeah.
done? You got anything
I
else?
think I can.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Who's
All right,
drumming?
Bone, what's up with you? You got anything
All
to
right.
say?
Alright, so before I get into my passionate feelings, I
Oh,
will
no.
go into my normal thoughts of I find it interesting that the maid for this one, and she was kind of doing it a bit for like later in the last thing, that she's going, oh man, if only I could have done something or something like that. I find her lack of intervention in the story to be interesting. Alright, now for my passionate thoughts. Okay, rip out Jacobo's heart and kick him in the dick. For Maria, punch her in the womb and take off her head. I hate them all. Burn down
Oh
this
my
house.
God. I'm scared.
Burn it, baby.
Everybody wants to take Maria's head and just punt football with it. Damn.
I want to call. What's the thing from Indiana Jones? Kalima. I want to Kalima both of these people.
Oh yeah, where you pulled the still beating heart out of their chest.
Yes, I want to pull out their still beating hearts. I want them to see it.
Oh man, Shelly would not like this at all.
I don't know why. I don't. Wait, what? I don't know what that means, Crimson. Okay.
Shelly would have hated both of those characters at this
Hot
point.
take.
I'm sure
Maria-
Shelley
Hot
would have
take Maria is a
hated
risk.
antagonist Lee Harvey Oswald.
Ooh.
All right, sorry. Okay,
Alright,
okay, Bone,
that
continue.
is my thoughts. Burn them all down. Except white hair girl
Oh Lord, here we
and
go.
purple maid.
Oh no.
I told before we get into Joshy really quick, I told Orange in our
Mm-hmm.
our private reaction chat that I'm just gonna have to I'm fighting for my life. I knew these reactions were so funny.
You knew this was coming. You knew.
Okay, I'm good.
All right.
I'm okay.
All right.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Yoshi.
Okay. Brace yourself.
Okay,
All right.
no more hussy.
I'm going to say talk about the characters because that's going to be a big hubbub, and I'm going to finish my thought. Jacopo is not super evil, but boy, is he the biggest fucking dumbass on the face of the earth. Because
go.
literally, when the villain states a simple way to solve the problem in their evil monologue to themselves, it is like, my boy, just have a conversation with your wife.
They will never just talk.
Just talk. It's literally just talk.
He was raised to
talk.
kill wife.
Weaponize the fact that no one ever talking.
Daddy said kill wife.
Maria, voice in the corner. Mwahaha, the problem with heterosexual marriage. Let's go.
Maria's
Problem with heresy.
plan would fall the fuck apart if Jacopo just exercised talk.
Being rational.
He needs to utilize the power of conversation to save his marriage.
Just
no!
instead of going, oh, I can't believe she's cheating, just take the note, letter to her, and be like, did you write this? What the
My
fuck's going
best
on?
friend
What is
said
going on?
that
No,
she
I'm just gonna lock you up. Like, bro, come on, you stupid idiot.
Toxic masculinity strikes again.
Dick is, bro, this is micro penis energy.
Oh, man.
Like, my man can't have a
no.
conversation with his goddamn wife. What's the size of your dick? The fucking size of an atom?
I'm crying in the tub right now.
Oh my god!
You will never recover emotionally from this.
This is so funny. I'm crying tears.
Oh my god! Like,
Oh, this is great.
All right,
God.
keep it moving.
Joshy, Noir, you two are
Yes,
killing me
Joshy.
tonight.
Is there more?
Maria is very, very evil, but I will state that unless they give a good reason, she's the kind of oddly enjoyable evil on the
Let's
inside.
go! Villain fucker!
No, okay, first off, I'm not a villain fucker. I can appreciate how she identifies these fuckers' weaknesses and way. Yeah, I'm just gonna take advantage of that. Like I'm gonna take advantage that Jacopo's a fucking dumbass. Like, I can appreciate that, right? Not necessarily the actions she's doing, but like I can appreciate that for a villain to do that. Which makes her a really good villain, and I'm adding villain there. That being stated, if she had accidentally tripped and snapped her neck, I think the story would kind of be a little bit better, but that's besides that.
To be fair, I think at where we're at, it's not going to get much better.
Her red flags are big, but
Her red flags are big. I am not
Opens up
interested.
even bigger.
She is not. I want to know. Maria is not a Stormblood character that made me go, "That's mortally gray" right there.
oh my fucking god!
So what you're saying is she's not
Final
talking
Fantasy
about.
14
Not the Final
my
Fantasy
stream.
14 right now.
He's gonna be covered
She's
in
not-
blood
she-
sooner or later.
She's not
I'm
hot
not
enough to be
comparing
this
her, I'm
evil.
comparing her the expression that I had towards that character.
Look,
Cool.
At least you
look,
stopped, Josh.
I'm sorry you can't appreciate a real Italian woman, Joshy. I know it's not. I know you can't handle them unless they're stepping on you. But come on.
May
man.
I ask a question?
Yes.
Joshy,
sure.
to
Yes.
Joshy. Alright, do you think that her red flags are as red as her blood that should be spilled on the ground?
Technically, she has not spilled blood if we're gonna be technical.
She seems blue-blooded to me. Fucking
She-
lizard person.
Has not gotten anyone killed yet, so thus, like, you can't really get her on a crime other than like being a shit asshole. Which is unfortunate, but like, sometimes like you need to crack that jaw.
May I make a retort to that? She is actively antagonizing the guy that's thinking about killing his wife
While she is
I mean-
holding him back, this is not a good sign.
So right now, I'm not saying her signs are not bad. What I am saying is she is technically, by the law, not done anything illegal, right? Other than like maybe some endangerment.
That is very much literally illegal. I'm pretty sure.
She's
like it didn't get to there until like fucking he accidentally stabbed himself.
This is a very interesting gray question.
I am a
That
master
being
of
stated-
morality. This is illegal.
That being stated, I do think that if someone found out, like Jacopo found out, and just fucking, cold cocked her and fucking broke her jaw, I think he's completely in the right.
Yes.
All right. Anyways, Maria is factually hot. Moving on. Who's next?
And
Rosie, go.
Wait, is there more? Is there more?
Yeah, I have more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, keep talking, Yoshi.
What's up? What you got?
As for the maid, I don't know how to feel about the maid currently. It feels weird because I'm not sure whether or not her appearance here and talking to Jacopo broke the rule that I came up with last time for her. She did actually have a conversation with the guy in that room, so maybe it did break it. I'm
What's
not
the
sure.
rule?
That she's never
It was that the maid will talk to the main individual.
She only seems to speak to one person at a time.
Yeah.
Ever.
Well, but yes, but Mel did see her while she was talking to the white-haired girl in the first door. While he was speaking through white-haired girl's door.
Yeah. Mel had an explicit conversation with her as well.
Yeah, but she did technically two people saw her at the same time.
Yeah, so
I mean,
and she's always been mainly in contact with the quote unquote masters of the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
she's a maid.
I guess I would like to just also clarify that you're right. Like, white-haired girl Mel, Tommaso, Jacopo, but also Maria has referred to seeing her, to having talked to her too.
Oh shit,
So
that is right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Also,
I just remembered fucking what's her name? Fucking
How would you forget her name? There's like
Nelly.
three characters.
Nelly made
Okay.
reference to her as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of destroys that theory. Well, shit.
Mm-hmm. Not necessarily.
Actually, the first victim of the Beast guy actually saw her too, but that's beside
Oh
the point.
yeah, that too.
Oh yeah, in general, yeah, there weren't any other maids at that point.
The CGs of Jacopo look like a completely different character.
Oh yeah, what's up?
They
Did you
do.
have the original version of that weirdly red CG?
That's just the art.
That's just like that.
It's just like that.
Mm.
Little inconsistency there, but it's okay. We don't worry about it.
Yeah. Well, can I bring this up real quick as a part of my thing, and we'll drop it. Why does it seem like they remade one or two CGs and then just did nothing else?
They really have they cherry picked some very distinct ones to update, but most of the ones that were pretty good they decided to keep as is, or ones that are kind of inconsequential.
Well, I mean, the Mel and the Nelly one at the beginning. The original one wasn't even that bad.
Wait, there was different art.
Yeah, no, there's different art. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you can
different
check the reference
CGs.
room at the top.
It looks weirder now because the new CG doesn't match the art style, and the old one super does.
I'm not surprised that they updated every single background. Well, I get it for a different one, but I don't quite get it for this one. Because most of the backgrounds in the original version of the game were fine. Honestly, I think it highlighted the struggle of the white-haired girl a little bit better in the original, because the fucking cabin she was staying in was a fucking dungeon in the original one. That seemed infinitely more cruel to me than a nice little shack in the woods.
I'm gonna assume it's because they changed the aspect ratio that they changed the background.
That's probably it's good that they. At the very least, you could tell that for a lot of them, they still had the original images, because a lot of them do look generally the same. They're just a lot higher quality, and they decided to they undid some of the filtering.
The Ryukishi filter.
Yes, everybody loves a good Ryukishi filter.
Yeah.
That's what it's called on Photoshop.
Mm-hmm.
That being stated, that is all I have to say. A pretty good chapter. Holy shit, what a twist!
Mm-hmm. What a twist!
What a twist! Robert.
Robot. Damn.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is either gonna end fucking horribly, or somehow they're Jacopo and white-haired girl are gonna reconcile their differences and team up to take down Maria.
Wow, that is
that
such a
happening.
hopeful.
Man.
That is such a hopeful response, Master. I'm so glad
In
you
the
hope.
story was
Don't
Jasmine's
patronize
Island.
me.
Oh,
I'm sure it'll turn out great.
None of these are gonna be good. This is all gonna
Sunshine, lollipops, and
What do you mean? All the others does ended so nicely and happily for everyone involved.
This house is cursed.
Yes, it's cursed.
Yeah, no shit.
They
you
say
guys know there's a house?
There's a house, and there's a rumor.
Oh my god.
Hey, listen. I like being optimistic. So I'm trying to be more optimistic. Okay.
Oh, there
Aw.
you go.
I would all
That's still a
like,
I
noble
wish
way.
I was.
Robert likes to be disappointed.
yeah.
Hey,
Gee,
what
listen,
do
we know
you
that
mean?
the doors have established that like the universe itself wants the white hair girl to suffer, but we want to be optimistic.
I wonder how she'll horrifically die this time.
Mm-hmm.
Dying the first
Hold on,
time.
yeah, let's be technical. She
True.
did not die
She
in the
might
first
not.
one.
She might not die this time. I
God,
wonder how
in the-
she'll horrifically suffer and
Wait,
fate worse than
Did
death.
she? Oh
this
yeah,
time.
she did die last one.
God and Fata Morgana trying to decide another cruel, awful way to off a white haired girl with red eyes.
Maybe she'll just suffer a fate worse than death. You don't know.
Maybe she'll chip a nail.
Maybe
Comes
she's
from fate
maybe
worse
forced
That's
to
really
die
bad.
and die.
She's
The
gonna
white
get her eyeliner wrong.
The white-haired girl suffers the biggest indignation of all.
Ends up becoming a maid.
Dying,
Okay,
of,
here's gonna-
dying of cringe.
Here's just gonna work. Yakubo's gonna die. Maria's gonna usurp him as the master and take the white girl as a maid and make her fucking suffer for no fucking reason.
Usurper.
Nah, no, what? Not actually. She doesn't actually care too much about the white girl. She probably just let her go.
Wait a second. I'm not finished with my bit.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go on, go
What
on.
bit?
But yeah, Jacopo being raised to kill the white-haired girl. Yo, speaking of white-haired girl, I want to know how the fuck she keeps turning up in these stories.
Is a
I
question.
say reincarnation and connect to the house by the spirit
But
of
yeah,
the.
that's all I have. I guess.
By the spirit. Oh, actually, we'll cross that bridge and keep going.
I'm
Robert.
more upset no one refers to her by name.
What name?
Yeah, that too.
Wait, Rebel said that comment died. I thought you were done.
10XX.
But
Are
yeah,
you
that's
done?
pretty much all I have to
Okay.
say right now until we go back around again, if possible.
Okay.
Okay.
If I think
Alright.
of someone else.
Go, go.
Okay. First off, loving the turn of events here. Love Maria being like this. Some gaslight gatekeep girl boss attitude here, and I am all for it.
She
So
is
true.
horrible.
Go off,
She's
Bessie.
literally that. She's literally that meme.
Of course she's horrible. That's why I love her. She blends
Let's
in
go.
with the whole sweet, innocent act and then goes right around to fuck with people.
Let's go, Taste. Let's go.
Of course, the way she's going about this, it's obvious she's enjoying this, but at the same time, it feels like she's trying to. Oh god, what's the word? What is it?
Usurp.
No usurping. It's like she's doing this all just to go ahead and make both of them miserable, and then she.
I think she's trying to start a gang war.
No, not that. It's like with purpose for revenge, and she's fuck. What is the word? What is the
Gaslighting?
word?
She's
No,
if
no,
I-
not
I mean,
that.
if I may very
rationalizing-
quickly. I'm sorry, hold on, Colin, really quickly. If I may very quickly. I don't necessarily think she's just intentionally trying to ruin the white hair girl's life. Lisa's talked about a little bit. She mentions very distinctly that, like, what is it?
She has nothing against her.
She has nothing
That's what
against her. She just wants to fuck up Jacopo.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's just I forgot a specific word, and my train of thought got derailed.
You'll remember it later.
Nah, I will. Thanks, Bone. It's just obvious she doesn't want to get them too hurt, but she wants to fuck him up any way possible, and she sees this as the best opportunity. Just using their weaknesses, the lack of communication that Joshi described, and you'd be surprised how many grown adults still have issues with full-blown communication. It's probably one of the biggest problems anyone actually has out there. And here, it's no different. Because people are too prideful, they're too stubborn, nothing actually goes right. Just because of a lack of communication, and people's always refers to go ahead and not step on eggshells around other people. Something else I also noticed, as everyone else probably has, the white-haired girl really is just out for being destroyed by the universe in every reincarnation she's in. First time she just had her hair chopped off and she was rejected, and possibly a victim of incest unknowingly. Second time she was just blind and outright murdered by crazy anger. This is a non-winnable situation no matter which way you looked at it. She was just locked into this poor situation. Just from the fucking get-go. Something I also noticed earlier, Clinical earlier in the Twitch chat mentioned to remember the fairy tale that the white-haired girl was telling Mela.
Nelly?
Melanie?
Mel.
No.
Sorry.
You're good.
About the fairy tale that the white-haired girl was telling Mel at the very first door. The one about the girl who was locked in the mansion basement and who was writing letters to the prince. It feels like it really does relate back to this.
It kind of does.
Mm-hmm. And at the same time, something else has been bugging me. So far, we've seen 3 doors with 3 main male protagoni, haven't we?
Yeah.
Protagonists?
Yeah.
Protagoni, plural.
I'm pretty sure
That's not how peace plural works.
Oh, not?
Geese? Meese?
Moosin.
Wait, really? But my English teacher told me
Protagonists.
Protagonist.
Damn, my English teacher was wrong.
Yeah, they were. What the hell? What's wrong with them?
Alright, okay, we're getting into a non sequitur. Come on.
Okay, bottom line. We've seen Mel, we've seen Jacopo, we've seen Yukimasa. If these 3 are the main men here, and this is a wild shot, maybe these 3 men are tied to the 3 men that we saw back in the first door, in that weird flashback dream that Mel seemed to have, about the 3 men and the woman who died mysteriously in that chamber.
We know it was
What do you guys think?
3 men.
Remember back in door 1?
But do we know it was...
Oh, you mean
Mel
the dream
had a-
sequence?
You did
Yeah.
specifically choose 3 men to voice them, it seemed.
AC.
I'm not going by those accounts there. I'm going by the fact that we've seen 3 men whose lives have been surreptitiously would it be surreptitiously?
Not sure.
Irrelevant.
But
Serendipitously.
Irrelevant. We've seen 3 men whose lives got totally fucked up, with the white-haired girl as the main focus of all their misery. And each of these men have either been cast in the throes of depression or outright killed or gone insane. This almost feels like everyone the white-haired girl touches involving these 3 men are just doomed to tragedy, and she's the sole product. Or she's the sole culmination of it.
Or she just happens to be there.
Or she's the victim of the mansion's curse that she has to be the victim.
If something happens more than twice, then it's not coincidence anymore.
I think it's a curse. It's literally a curse.
A pox on all of your houses.
Morgana.
Mm-hmm.
The fate of Morgana.
What do you guys think on
Fool me,
this?
fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, it's a curse.
Okay,
You're officially
do
that
I know
guy.
what my thoughts are?
Yeah.
I have a non-supernatural explanation.
Go for it.
We've never
Let's
never seen their names, right?
Yeah.
And how do we know that they're just descendants from the same like bloodline? Because she mentioned that her parents were sick earlier.
You say that, but the one in the previous one said like her mom was also freaked out about her hair, which means she didn't look like that.
What about
She
the
didn't look
dad?
like
Or maybe it's
We
like
don't know too much.
a weird like repressive thing that like skips a generation.
Oh.
Like
It's been- it would have
maybe
been
her
like
absentee
100
mother had it.
It's multiple generations. Wait, no, but yeah, she died.
One
Yeah,
at a
she
time.
wouldn't. She doesn't have any
Can't have
descendants.
kids.
She doesn't have any.
No, I'm not
descendants.
talking about her as the mother. I'm not talking about the characters that we've seen. No, I'm not saying any of them are the mothers in this scenario. I'm talking about their mothers in this.
No, but like, they can't all be descendants of one another because the bloodline would get cut after the second one.
What?
Probably
the second one
cousins, half siblings.
But at this point, it's just
Wendy, what are you
Why is
trying to
only
say?
one showing up at a time?
It's not very clean, is what I'm saying.
Wendy, what are you trying to say?
What?
What?
That it's not very clean. Like the story is just kind of I guess, but it's not very like it's not very tight as like a story beat, I guess. They all just happen to look identical and vaguely be related. It
We're
just
holding off for just a second. Con,
Go
do you
on.
have any more thoughts?
I think I should have actually elaborated a bit there and said not bloodline, but maybe reincarnation. Like maybe their souls are just eternally damned to this ever-looping presence of tragedy.
Yeah, like my fear, I believe in.
Yeah, I'm with Crimson on this one.
Is that your thoughts?
The only other thought I have is, no matter how much you try to go ahead and humanize a monster, there's still going to be one. At the same time, that does make them a little more human.
What?
And
I believe she's talking about Jacopo.
Yeah, I mean, that makes them more human?
Yeah, at the same time.
Umineko
Mostly
did teach
because
me
it,
that.
mostly because it just reminds me of how Rosa was in Umineko.
Wait,
No.
Wait, who here hasn't read it?
We're just gonna keep it.
STV's watching.
Luckily,
STV's enough, but we're gonna
luckily
keep
that
it.
was
Mom,
a
you sound
pretty
so
safe
anxious.
one.
Relax.
It's alright.
That was pretty safe.
I just
You
don't want it
didn't
to
go
happen. I just don't want it to happen again, man. I just don't want it to happen again.
Relax.
We're just
Calm down a little bit.
We're just gonna keep from mentioning other media for audience purposes and just
I got some
recording.
stuff to say about that after the recording.
That's all. You're good.
That's all my thoughts.
All right, renders.
Why couldn't she just be gay?
Unfortunately,
I don't think that'll solve it, Wendy.
That would have solved
the misery.
I don't know, actually. If she was actually gay and just straight up on the white-haired girl's side, she wouldn't have, like...
Wait, you're talking about
white-haired
Maria?
girl... Yeah, white-haired girl is suffering because of her machinations, and that would have been the case if she was just gay.
Sexuality. I think she's just an asshole in general.
She's not, yeah, she's an asshole. She's not gay, unfortunately.
Oh, that too. That was also my big hurt.
Nobody would do this for
There was
kids.
also like I thought maybe she was into Jacopo, but no, that's not either. She doesn't want the Jacopo. Jacocino. Jacocino.
She just like to see torture.
Hey, the pop it up, Opie.
A sociopath can actually do this.
Another thing. I mean, I'm guessing like the other thing of like, oh, Tommaso was like, I'm so happy you put this behind you and you're not like pissed off at each other for the family. But no, she's super easy. That's what it's all about, probably. She's upset that even though her family was Jacopo said like that it looks like her family is gonna be ruling me and I'm gonna be serving her, but then it turned out the opposite and she's mad. Other than that, my theory with the white-haired girls is maybe something like there was an original white-haired girl, maybe, and due to something she got scattered across time or something like that. She just constantly, her versions are always drawn to the house for whatever.
To believe actually?
Hurts or whatever. And
You're cutting out a little there.
I cannot hear you talk if you're currently talking.
And
Now
okay. So
Okay, you're back now.
What else? So yeah, they're always like, they have like this, they're always like drawn to the house by the universe or whatever.
May I ask a question about this theory?
Yes.
Okay, how does that explain the house being in different locations, seemingly?
Yeah, seemingly. But according to this, it's magic. I ain't gotta explain shit.
Alright, we're going with the magic. It's just
I don't know,
magic.
maybe it's not super settled yet. Nowhere close to it, but that seems like a possibility.
Yeah,
especially because Michelle is like very much resembling them, and Giselle is similarly like attached to the house in a similar way. Which Giselle is what I'm just calling the maid in this case because that's what I believe she is.
Wait, sorry. What was that?
I believe Giselle is the maid, so that's so I said Giselle when I meant the maid.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Giselle is the person in the mirror part that just arrived to the house and met Michelle and she was a POV.
That's the lady Sephiroth was talking to.
Yes. That is true.
Called him Sephiroth.
Inside that one person's mind, Sephiroth.
Yeah. The current master is another white-haired person that was also drawn to the house and like is the real one that the maid was waiting for a while, maybe. Like finally all of them all of their souls gathered together in the mansion or whatever.
The ultimate white-haired girl.
Yeah.
They all do a fusion dance and make a white-haired boy.
No, they combine like a mecha.
Justice!
Combined into one.
But with depression!
Combined into one body.
Okay.
With the power of sadness, with the power of depression, we form.
Anyway, yeah. As for why the house moves around,
Tumblr.
we don't necessarily 100% know it moves around. Yeah, this is not in Italy, and the previous one was definitely in Italy. The previous one was almost certainly in Italy.
In
but
England.
Before that was in England. It could just be like the house doesn't necessarily have to be physical, but is rather where the maid is or something like that. Could be a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I mean, you can move castles.
That is fair.
True, but also
it takes
seriously,
a lot of balloons.
Seriously, they meticulously
That's the
moved
kind of things rich people used to do. Yeah.
It takes a lot of balloons to do that.
Room by room, break by break.
No matter how thin, no matter how thick.
Oh yeah.
God.
That's my theory.
You need a really big boat.
Alright, and then last we have Crimson.
Okay. I'm gonna just say one thing and everyone will actually freak out when I say this. Remember
Really?
that one episode of SpongeBob?
What?
Which one?
Wait, no.
Oh my god damn it.
Okay, the one
Oh,
where
the one with
Squidward...
Minray.
The one with Squidward kind of...
Please not refer to other media, please.
No.
I'm gonna go get a
No,
drink.
we aren't doing.
You lost
we
me.
aren't doing that. I'm sorry.
I'm
We aren't doing
curious
that.
now.
No,
Well,
we aren't doing
after
that.
the stream.
The bubble episode with...
Keep it
After the
centric.
stream.
Keep it centric to Fata Morgana. What's your thoughts on what happened thus far?
Okay. Man, that was unexpected with Maria, but damn, I hate her now.
I love her. I forgot to say that.
The girls' coalition. The girls' coalition of We Love Maria.
Listen, you simply don't get her like I do, okay?
I'm glad I'm supported.
She would be the villain.
I would be ready on this one.
Alright, let Crimson talk more.
Okay. Jacobo, I kind of understand that he's already has his own, mental problems of having inadequacy and probably having to keep up the bloodline of being basically a capo of the mafia. So I kind of understand that he's kind of not a good person, but man, he's being manipulated hard by that person, Maria. It's so interesting how that happened. It's like he's being cucked in that weirdest way possible. That it is true. He's thinking that his wife's cheating on him, even though something's happening. He's fake cocked. It's so unfortunately funny when you say that. Even Rendy's going like, no.
Back to the topic.
Can we get to the
Anybody
point
else
where
agree
I'm
that
going
he's
to?
been cocked?
Can we get
It's-
to the
it's
point
very
where I'm
late.
going
Get
to
to the
end the stream?
point.
But yeah. Oh, and that whole scene where he got stabbed in the stomach. I thought it was going to go somewhere, but apparently that was a dream sequence? Man, that would have been interesting if it went that direction.
No, what happened? He was just delirious.
Really? I thought it was a dream sequence.
No, he got stabbed.
No, I think the idea was him thinking that the white-haired girl was in the room when it was the maid. He thought that part was a dream because there's no way she could have come up here and said hello to me. That was clearly a dream, obviously.
It kind of seems weird he kind of partially recovered from being stabbed in the stomach.
I think they just don't have any more sprites for him.
I think it was a time skip.
That
Seems a
could
little
make
weird.
sense.
Could be true, but otherwise, yeah. I'm just gonna expect something horrible to happen because no way this is gonna go well at this point.
We good? Did we say all our thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're good. All right. Good night, everybody.
But Orange
Good
Ridge.
night.
Catch you this Sunday.
Consider coming to the Discord. Also, we're like, thank you so very much for Alleviate for following. We appreciate that. We're ever
Yay.
closer to our goal of doing the Catboy VN.
You know, like, yeah.
How close are we so far, Orange?
Tell 11 of your friends to come check us out. We do good stuff, I think.
We do our best, and that's what's important.
We're a little bit
least
goofy,
for
a little bit
funny
kooky.
If we get more, sorry, I had 5 brain farts at once. My apologies. But what I meant to say was that, hey, if we get more followers, you might be able to subject us to a catotome. You could choose that.
This
We're
is
creepy and we're
This is
kooky.
of the Necopar brand, right?
What do you mean by
Okay, now we're going to end the stream. Good night, everybody.
Okay, so why don't we read the normal Necopar?
Good